So what is it that I'm doing right now? Currently I'm sitting in my small studio and I have the camera on record. I am going to record this video and post it on YouTube. I'm going to do that because I love to do it. I love to put content up and tell my story, tell what I'm thinking in my words, my way. So on February 14th, 2005, there were 3 young men. They started a platform. This platform, YouTube. As it stands today, there's millions out there who choose to push record on the camera and tell their story. Tell it in their way. Put themselves out there and speak what's on their mind. And you know what? The bigger a person gets on YouTube, it almost seems harder and harder to look at them as anything other than what you see through the camera. I almost want to say I'm sure and I'm confident of it, but I do believe that most of us out there have examples of people that we've known or stories that we've heard of people that like to draw a very thin line in between reality and fantasy, and they really desire to cross that line into that world. You know the beauty of YouTube is anybody can push record and post. The thing that we all need to realize, and I'm sure most of us do, but not everybody, is the person you're watching on screen is just as human as you and me. Now that brings us to today. Today we're going to talk about an individual who indeed did put themselves out there on YouTube, join the community, join the family, and that person's name was Randy Stair, or as his YouTube followers knew him as, Andrew Blaze. So Randy was born September 17th, 1992 in Dallas, Pennsylvania. As Randy grew up, through elementary school, junior high, and high school, he was one of those individuals who just preferred to be alone. I'm going to tell you right now, I knew that kid. And I don't mean Randy. I mean I knew that kid that just wanted to stay isolated, be away from everybody else, be alone, and just get lost in their own mind. So in 2007, when Randy was 14 years old, that's when he started posting on YouTube. The channel that he originally had was pretty much taken down immediately due to so many copyright strikes. So in 2008, when Randy was 15, he started Pioneer Productions, his new channel. He was doing vlogs and Let's Play content, but he eventually graduated into sketch comedy. So he eventually started doing this content that was based around a cartoon character female that he had an infatuation for named Ember. Ember was a character on a show he was very obsessed with called Danny Phantom. Randy had it in his mind that these characters were real, and he would really show that when he started another channel, Ember's Ghost Squad. It was at this point that Danny's content was getting a little bit out of hand. It was getting a bit odd and worrisome for his viewers because he started to really talk about murder and suicide a bit too often. It didn't take long after that for all the worries of his fans, his followers, his subscribers, people that were watching his content, for their fears to become a reality. Danny did a show, an episode on his channel, where he said he decided he was going to commit suicide, and he wanted the people that had committed to his channel to see this. He was done with life. He didn't care. He wanted to go, and he wanted it to be on camera. So the thing is, he decided to add a little touch to it, you could say. He decided he was going to play a little game of best 2 out of 3 with a coin, heads or tails. He decided if it landed on heads, that he would just commit suicide in front of the camera for the whole world to see, or at least those that were watching. If it landed on tails, he would still commit suicide, but he would do it while he was taking other lives in the process. On the night of June 7th, 2017, Randy was heading to work for his night stocking shift at a local supermarket. He walked into work that night, and nobody knew it would be his last night on Earth, along with three of his co-workers. Shortly before 1 a.m. that evening, in Eaton Township, Pennsylvania, at a Weis supermarket, Randy would go around the store and barricade all the exits. Once all of the exits were barricaded, Randy would commence to walking around the store with his camera, filming his final video. It was no audio, and it just seemed like he was walking around giving a tour of the store, looking down aisles, looking at racks, just walking. So now as Randy walked around the store with 2 pump-action shotguns, he would approach his co-workers, shooting 3 of them dead, and looking the 4th directly in the eyes. And as she was scared to death with fear, Randy turned around and walked away. Randy walked away to the other side of the store, and there is where he would shoot and kill himself, bringing the death count that night to 4. Victoria Brain, Brian Hayes, and Terry Sterling were the 3 lives that Randy took before he took his own. But there was 24-year-old Kristen Newell who lives today. She was the one person that night that Randy spared. She's done tons of interviews, she's talked to media, she's questioned why she was spared. Why did she get so lucky to keep living her life and her other 3 co-workers did not? It's the million-dollar question, but we'll never know the answer. So I'm going to end it here. Reason I tell this story is not to glorify Randy or what he did. In fact, what he did was an utter travesty, and I really pray for the families. That was only 5 years ago, so I feel like that's still fresh. I've lost people more than 5 years ago, and sometimes it still hurts. It still feels fresh, because when you love people, it really sucks when they're gone, but you can't think of it that way. You got to remember the good times, and you got to remember the joy they brought to your lives, and never forget that, and you'll always be okay. But I know everybody's not always okay. People like Randy, they clearly have problems with the way they think. And unfortunately, those people ain't going anywhere. There's going to be people like that born every day. There's people out there every day. When we go to our local grocery store, our local mall, auto parts store, anywhere we go, those people are out there. Doesn't mean we should live in fear, and it doesn't mean we shouldn't enjoy our lives. Enjoy those around us, our loved ones, and cherish every day that we have with them. But the reason I talk about Randy most of all is because he was a YouTuber. He was a YouTuber like I'm trying to grow into being. He's a YouTuber like so many out there that have already made their dreams come true with their content creating and the effort and passion that they have to get where they're at. So many content creators out there I respect and I strive to be like. And I know there's so many out there like me who are just starting, putting their foot in the door, realizing that this is not easy. But if you're having fun, that's the best start. Because you know you're not going to give up. Because you're having so much fun and you're striving to be the best storyteller, the best content creator, the best one out there to review product, teach you how to use tech items, teach you how to start a YouTube channel, tell you great stories in true crime, history, so many different niches out there, video games. It's all out there. Go on YouTube, you're going to find anything you want. If you want to learn how to do something, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be able to find it because somebody's out there showing you how to do it. That's the beauty of YouTube. I believe it's like a fraternity, it's like a family. Anybody's welcome. But not everybody is going to leave a good stamp on the platform. Unfortunately, Randy didn't do that. Most of his content has been erased. It's gone from YouTube. Most of the things you'll find today is stuff like what I'm doing right now. Telling the story of what Randy did and how he ruined lives and took his own. But I'm going to leave you with this. That story should not stop anybody from following their dreams. If you see people out there and you think they might need some help, offer it. But if people don't want it, don't hesitate to step back, because not everybody wants it and not everybody's going to take it. Don't know if Randy was even in the position to be helped or wanted it. Could anybody have helped him? Who knows? Probably not. But did anybody try? And that's not for 1 second to try to say that that man was in such a bad position. That's why he did what he did. What he did was inexcusable, should have never happened, horrible. But again, pray for the families that lost loved ones. Keep following your YouTube dreams. Do not give up, because I know I won't. And remember, if there's a story you want to tell it. Somebody wants to hear it. If there's something you want to do, go and do it. If there's someone you want to meet, go and meet them. And just remember, always dream big.
I wanted to record this for you, Mom, Jeremy, Dad, and really just anyone else in the family that would want to watch it. and to maybe help you better understand why I did what I did and how you didn't see it coming and all that, and really just to talk to you one last time, because obviously now I won't be able to.